Now, one of the things that we've been seeing from consumers who usually go for a luxury brands like your Mercedes, BMW, is that some of them are starting to wave towards a premium EV brand like NIO. I mean, you'll remember a couple of weeks ago, we saw a video of a lady who wanted to go buy a Mercedes, but because that Mercedes dealership was next to a NIO dealership, she found herself going to a NIO dealership and being sold to buy the NIO ET5 Touring. I mean, the video was all over the streets of social media, which is something that obviously excited a lot of the NIO investors. I mean, I did a video about that, and I've been saying one of the things that we've been saying, even in some of the cities in China, your premium brands like Mercedes, BMW are starting to lose a market share into premium EV brands like NIO. I mean, Mercedes, you'll know that they've came out and cut their revenue projections for 2024 because of the demand they see in China. Yes, they are still selling pretty good numbers when it comes to cars compared to NIO, so they are still selling a lot and lots of cars on a month to month more than NIO. But one of the things that we are seeing is that NIO, it is starting to eat customers from these big brands like your Mercedes and BMW. I mean, today, once again, we got a story from one of the Chinese consumer who was writing to someone who they follow, who's a car expert, indicating that they've got a budget of 400,000 RMB. They were looking at buying a Mercedes SUV. But that decision is not easy anymore because they just recently saw the NIO ES6, which is an EV car. So to get to see these comments, or to still get to see this kind of comments from the Chinese consumers, it has to show you of how good cars NIO is making, the kind of quality cars that NIO is making. I mean, previously most of the Chinese products are not really associated that much with top quality, and to see a car brand like NIO coming and be able to compete with premium luxury brands like your Mercedes and BMW, it speaks volumes. It tells you the kind of quality that NIO is producing and releasing out there. And to get to see Chinese consumers having to struggle to decide whether they go for a Mercedes or NIO, it is something that shows you that NIO, it is a company that is doing absolutely well. I mean, right now this consumer is thinking of going for the NIO ES6, which once again, to see stories like I said like this, where we see customers wanting to go or to leave other premium brands like a Mercedes and come to a NIO, it is something that when I saw this story, I just thought I'd just share with you guys to show you or to prove to you that NIO continues taking away customers from these premium brands like Mercedes and BMW. Though we might not have stories each and every day, but also the numbers are pointing out like that. I mean, when it comes to the EV cars, how many EVs is Mercedes selling in China? How many EVs is a BMW selling in China? They are nowhere close to the kind of sales that NIO is generating. Yes, in terms of the engine cars or gas cars, they might be selling more than NIO, but of course, since NIO is starting to even eat their market share in China, it shows that very soon, we'll be seeing NIO selling maybe at par or selling the same numbers that your Mercedes or BMW is selling, because of the market share that they continue to gain in China. So I'm excited. This story tells us or shows us that blue sky is coming. NIO is set for greatness, or NIO it will do very well, which is something that gives me confidence to know that NIO is a company that is doing very well, and I have no doubt that this company will survive. This company will do very well in the future because of stories like these that show us that customers, those that buy premium brands, they are now shifting their focus onto going for NIO cars, which is a good story to tell. And to then ask the NIO investors, these are pretty good, decent news, which I think they motivate us, give us confidence that indeed blue sky is coming. I know when it comes to the numbers, these premium brands like Mercedes, BMW, they're still selling more than NIO, but the NIO is catching up. NIO is also improving in terms of sales. I mean, this morning We just saw the insurance registrations where we saw NIO reporting 5,800 insurance registration for the previous week, which shows you the demand that we've been seeing onto this NIO stock. NIO is a company that is doing very well, and they will continue doing very well even in the future. So I have no doubt in my mind that we are going to see revenues continue increasing, sales continuing increasing onto NIO, because this is a stock that is not only liked in China, but it is a brand that is liked globally. It's just that one of the things that you must remember or know about NIO cars, they are not cheap, they are quite expensive, and therefore making it difficult for those cars to be afforded by just anyone. And if they're expensive in China, imagine the kind of price you would pay for a NIO outside of China. This means that these cars are still expensive, and it is for that reason that catalysts like your Onvo L60 will come and make at least or bring ease even outside of China, because those that love NIO now will have an option to go for a cheaper version, which is the Onvo L60, or the cheaper sub brand, which is the Onvo L60, that will be way cheaper than the NIO main brand. So I'm very excited about this, and I think once again I will say blue sky is coming, and those that are investing onto NIO will definitely be rewarded. Otherwise, with all that, I just thought I'd just give you this quick update. Tell me what you think about this story that we just read today. I think this story of a consumer who's now opting to go for NIO AS6, it is a very good story to us, the new investor, to say that once again we continue seeing Chinese consumers wanting to go pick NIO over the other premium brands like Mercedes and BMW, which is something that, like I said, it is great to see such stories. So do your own due diligence before you buy NIO, because this stock can be quite volatile. I mean, pre-market, this stock is up around 1.5%. The market should be opening soon, and hopefully we see today ending on a green. But because of those insurance registrations, as I said it in the video I did previously, and I'll say it again now, I'm going to load 50, at least a minimum of 50 shares at market open. I'll execute and maybe just try to share that on a post. I won't do a video for that, as I've done and told you the plan that I have when it comes to buying the NIO shares this week. Otherwise, that's all from me, and God bless you all.